Now, I want to talk about something for the next few minutes. That is your 2025 blueprint. Everybody say blueprint. And we're going to get into it, right? And as we do this, my whole goal is I want you to accelerate your business faster than it possibly could have been if you did not come to this event. I want to give you all your money's worth for all the stress, strain, struggle, the finances, everything in your first, I'm about to say your first day, but let's get to it by lunchtime. Is that cool with y'all? Can I give you your money's worth by lunchtime? All right. Now, we're going to jump into it. And as we talk about this, the first thing I'm going to talk about is that there is money trapped inside of your business. Exactly. Who said that? What'd you say over here? Let it out. Is that Lisa? Fan, okay. Fan said, let it out. I can't see the lights on me. All I can see is hairstyles, hair colors. But there literally is money trapped inside of your business. Last year, we said we're going to do a 10-city tour. Was anybody on the pop-up tour last year? All right, so we said we're going to do a 10-city tour. We ended up doing, I think by the time we've done, maybe 13. And as we did those tour dates, and I was talking to entrepreneurs and people, some people had a great year, some people had a bad year, but the thing that was consistent was that they were not making money fast enough. And when I looked and I racked my brain and we went together as a team and we said, yo, how can these people make money faster? The number one thing that we realized was that there was money already in the business that they just didn't know how to get to and they hadn't actually accessed. And if we can break this down and look at it like this, and we talk about money, there's a few things I want to talk about. Oftentimes we talk about revenue, right? Everybody say revenue. So revenue is like, hey, that gross amount that we bring in. So when we talk about, and ain't nothing wrong with talking about, people like, you talk about your revenue numbers. It's not important to have $1 million or a $10 million business. Yeah, it is. But we're looking at revenue, that's that top line number. Now, revenue is cool, but revenue is not all that exists. Because the opposite side of revenue is what? Expenses. Expenses is, hey, all that money coming in is also going to be a certain amount of that money what? Going out. So we got our revenue, then from our revenue take expenses. We take expenses out of revenue, that leaves us with what? Profit. Now, it's a lot of people say you got to focus on the profit, right? The profit is the most important thing. What if I told you that that is a lie? Because there's somebody in here that knows that this is the truth. You can be profitable on paper and be broke in your bank account. So what's more important than profit is cash flow. As I was talking to entrepreneurs, some ain't even had a top line of, I ain't got enough revenue. Some had the revenue because their expenses were so high they didn't have enough profit. And there was some that looked at the P&L statement, right, the profit and loss. It was some that met with their financial person at tax time. Anybody ever met at tax time with your people and they tell you that you made all this money this year? And you like, I reckon that you got the wrong account because my bank account don't look like that number right there. So we realized we talked to them, yo, it's money trapped in their business, and we got to show them how to get the money out. So I want to ask y'all a question, and this is going to be interactive, right? Can I get, I need a dude with decent handwriting. Look, y'all like, oh, Lord. No, you can't pick your husband. That's not going, he's never going to come back. It's like, my husband, his handwriting is excellent. He's like, this is exactly why I didn't want to come. Okay, Albert, you good? Okay, come on, Albert. Come on, walk up this way. Y'all get up for Albert. I need you to make an unconventional step over here. I ain't want the ladies to make. You just step up right here. I'll bring you up here. I need you to write this down for me. I'm going to come down. And I got a question for y'all. Albert's going to write some of the, there you go. Cool, appreciate it. I'm going to call out some of the stuff for you. If I call out, you just make a list for me up there, right? So let's do this. Number one question, right? I want y'all to think about this. What is the thing that's stopping you from your goal? What is it going to be stopping you from your goal? So I want somebody over here tell me, like what's stopping you? Let's do this. Actually, let's step up back. What's going to be your number one goal that you're chasing in 2025? Somebody tell me. Better focus. Let's get better focus up. Or just put focus up there. Anybody else want better focus for 2025? All right, brother right here, yes. Consistency. Anybody else want consistency? All right, Khalid, what you got? $1 million, right? She like, let's forget all this stuff. Let's get $1 million. You said what? Cash flow. Who else? Profitability. Cash flow. We got profitability, Albert. What we got? Lane got execution. Mindset. Who said team? Better team. Good employees. That's the same thing, ain't it, y'all? All right, mindset, better team. Somebody said higher conversions. Khalid said after she get her $1 million, then she want to become a better leader. Like, you get two things. Look at that $1 million first. Like, yo. She's like, I'd be a crummy leader if you let me get to $1 million. Then we figure out the rest on the back end. Somebody over here said something. Ooh, that's a good one. Scalability, Albert. Scalability. All right, we got scalability. We got visibility. We got disability. No, I'm playing. Ooh, follow through. Anybody else just figure like, hey, if I just follow through more, I would be more successful. All right, in the back, y'all think y'all sitting back here, y'all gonna be on Instagram and stuff all day. No, that's not what we're doing. What is it? More clients. Anybody want more clients? All right, you're in the right place. You want more clients. More. All right, hold up. Albert, catching up. All right, more clients. Better partnerships. All right, let me get two more from the back. Squid Games, I'll be back in a second. What is it? Product market fit. What's up, Shirley? Okay, let's say automations. Shirley said, I want to automate my business. And it's over here saying product market fit, right? What's your name? Trina? Trina said product market fit. All right, so these are all the things, right, or some of the things that y'all say. The things on the list, did you hear anybody else list something that y'all said? Let me try to show of hands like, hey, I want that too. What's up, George? I didn't know you said. All right, now the next question I got for you is this. If I get my slides back up. What will stop you from reaching that goal? Besides you, y'all like me? I mean, it's not really good for my exercise. You know what I'm saying? Albert just write a big ME. Hey, you can swipe the board to the side, and we're gonna yeah, you can just put your finger on it and just drag it to the other way. Look, Albert done. Lauren, Albert about to be like, yo, I need one of these. As soon as he get home, oh, he just got one. He good. All right. All right. So what's gonna stop you from reaching them goals that y'all said? What you got, Lawrence? What is it? Strategy. Lack of planning. Oh, y'all didn't want to participate with the last one. This one, you know all your lack triggers. Strategy, time. Hold up, y'all. Hold on one second. Strategy, time, capacity. Procrastination. Nothing. Joseph, you always cutting to the end of my content, man. Just chill out. Dr. Mia, get him together. I don't want nobody to think like me, chiming in. Somebody said cost. It's going to cost too much. Somebody said confidence. Ooh, Emily said perfectionism. Any perfectionists in the house? All right, what else? Anything else? What's going to stop you from hitting that 2025 goal? Overthinking. Let's put overthinking up, Albert. Okay, hold on, y'all. Overthinking. I heard inexperience. Inexperience. I heard lack of capital. Lack of delegation. What was that? Bad professional and personal relationships. Anybody else got bad professional and personal relationships that will hold you back? Mike, is that real or are you playing? Okay. I never know what this guy is. This dude's a comedian. I never know. I was like, you heard me pause for a second. I'm like, we don't do this in the middle of the, okay. Health. There we go, health. I like health better. Sickness and disease sound a little gloomy, bro. Health. I was like, Roz, get him together. I was like, you play it. Wait till you got that Alfred show. I'm gonna be right in the audience. Sickness and disease. You like me to yell it out at your show? All right, are we good, Albert? You can give me that. Y'all give it up one more time for Albert. Watch your step going down. All right, so when we looked at it and we said, hey, these are all the things that we want, right? We want better focus, we want consistency, we want cash flow. Who want more cash flow? Right? We want profitability, mindset, execution, solid systems, automations, better team, higher conversions. We want to be better leaders, scalability, visibility, follow through, more clients, better partnerships, product market fit. When I asked you what's going to stop you from getting there, you said things like, Lamar, I just need the right strategy. Some of you said, well, you know what? I need more time. How many of y'all said I need more time? Right? Some of you said, well, I need capacity. Somebody said procrastination. Where are my people that procrastinate at? Right? I'm a procrastinator. I got the answer to y'all. Y'all want to know the answer? All right, I'm going to tell you about 3 minutes. Don't let me forget, though. I literally got the answer, straight up. Mindset, fear, confidence, perfectionism, overthinking, clarity, inexperience, lack of delegation, bad relationships, right? Personal and professional. Everything on that list is boiled down to one thing. Y'all know what that one thing is? Mindset. Mindset. And not only mindset, to go deeper, a lot of it's built around false beliefs. What do false beliefs look like? False beliefs look like, I don't have the time to build the business I want to build. But at the same time, as somebody else is saying, I got to build the business I need to build because I don't have the time. I see people all the time and say, I don't have the time. Yet when y'all talk about TV shows, they know what show you're talking about. There's a lot of squirming in the seats. You can't say, I don't know the time, but you know all of the social media memes and what's going on. Like, y'all, like what if you just carved out 30 minutes extra in the morning, 30 minutes extra at night? Like a lot of times we ain't talking about doing massive things. And to tell you the truth, for all of the things that you said you want in 2025, most likely you will have to give up something to get there. If it's not already built into your life, you will have to give up something. The question is, how bad do you want the thing that you said you wanted for 2025? That's why we got to do this, shift our mindset. Now, this I want to talk about when it comes to shifting your mindset. Number one, growth isn't limited by time, it's limited by what? Beliefs. A lot of people think that, hey, I'm coming here, in order for me to grow what I want to grow, it's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That is not true. What it's going to take is you getting crystal clear on a plan and you getting crystal clear on how bad you want it to actually execute that plan and make it happen. Number two, right, small shifts lead to big results. I was telling a story recently. We got Keep, give it up for Keep, y'all. Amazing sponsors in the building, helping us do this thing. So I was at a Keep, we've been Keep partners for probably 10 years, right? So I was at a Keep event for their partners years ago, and they had like the developers there that make the website changes and stuff like that. And they were talking about increasing conversions. Everybody say conversions. Conversions is like, hey, how can I get somebody like to buy my product or service at a higher rate? So they were talking about increasing conversions. And they were talking about how, you know, they changed the price of how much the trial is. You know, they changed it like, hey, we'll do a free trial, no trial. Maybe we'll do a 7-day trial, a 14-day trial. Maybe we'll do no trial, but when you come in, we do this. Next time you come in, we do that. So they were changing it, you know, making those changes and doing testing. If you're not testing, you're not making as much money as you should make. And a question came up. Somebody raised their hand and said, well, what are you doing? Like what's the number one thing I can do to increase my conversions 20% or more? And they said our goal is not to increase a conversion by doing a test and getting a 20% increase. Most likely that's not going to happen. They said our goal is to get a 1% increase 20 times. Did y'all catch that? Like you're trying to swing the pendulum so far, and then when it don't swing that way, you're getting disappointed. But instead, what if you just made small shifts, but you were consistent in doing those small shifts over and over and over again until you got what you needed? Do you think you'd be more successful, yes or no? So small shifts lead to big results. Third thing I want to talk about with this, right, is your scarcity mindset. That's a mindset that people won't pay you. Lies, because you're mad at somebody else right now that people paying them, that you feel like you're more qualified than. But how you feel don't matter. What's in your bank account does. So we got to shift our mindset. I want to ask y'all, right, and I want you to think about this. What is the belief that is keeping you small? When we were out on the road and talking to people, and I was having like this conversation about is money trapped in your business, like a lot of them didn't see it. So before I could teach them, I had to break down the belief they had that the money wasn't already there. Because they feel like, yo, I didn't got like all I can get out of the customers that I have. But then as I went step by step to what I'm going to show you in a minute, we quickly realized that they did not. Someone had a belief system that, hey, in order for me to grow, it's going to take the next 3, 4, 5 years. I had to break down that belief system. Right? We consistently over the years with TSP have shown you people that have shot up and made the thing. Y'all, yesterday we had our mastermind and collaborative members coming a day early. Yesterday we had a collaborative conversation. So our 7 to 8 figure business owners was talking to the mastermind, teaching them stuff. And one of our members, Shaniqua in here? Right? Oh, what's up? Right here in front of me, right? She did a great, was that presentation great, y'all? But that presentation was something like how I went from like 16K to, what was it? 3.3 million. In how many years? What was that? 5 years. So if I ask you, like, what's your plan for that? A lot of people would think 50, would think 10. Should have been 5. And I can guarantee, knowing what she knows now, with the community she got now, the connections, the information, the vendors she got now, when she look back on it, she probably look back and say, I could have done that in 2 or 3. So what's the belief that's keeping you small? Hey, next question I want to ask for you is, besides that belief that you have, what would happen if you let that belief go? A lot of you said, well, I just can't grow that fast because I don't have help. That's a limiting belief. It's more help available now than has ever been available for entrepreneurs in the history of man. Between AI, between offshore help, right? Between a global community of people that are experts at what they do that would love to work for you and your company. Only thing stopping them from working for you is you. So this is a question I got for you, right? And we're going to write this down in the book in a second. But I want you to think about this and just put it, the first number that comes to your mind, I want you to just, jot it down. But I'm going to ask you, what is your fast money goal? Like, how much fast money do you need right now? Let me explain it first. When I talk about fast money, it's the opposite of what we normally do. What we normally do is we say, hey, you know what? For 2025, I have this annual revenue goal. Now, somebody tell me what their 2025 annual revenue goal is. Somebody said 500,000. I heard 1 million.
3.5 million.
What, 25 million? Somebody said? What is it?
3.5.
3.5. Oh, I like 25 better. I was like, who's that 25 million? Meet me in the collaborative room right after this. Somebody get them a Starbucks and a soft seat, right? You want to make sure you enjoy yourself. I need to talk to you later. All right. So I heard what? So it was 3.5 million. I heard somebody said 400K. What else? 1 million. Anybody trying to get their first 100,000? All right, y'all better speak up then. Don't be scared. We talk money in here. Hey, if you're not comfortable talking about money, you'll never have it. So we got these numbers, right? This is our annual revenue goal. Over the course of the year, this is how much I want to make. As I was on the pop-up tour and I was talking to different individuals, what I realized is that for most of them to make that long money, right? That annual goal, right? That slow, I feel like 12 months is slow. The slow goal, they needed a fast money goal. And the fast money goal, as I talked to them, is there was some amount of money that would help catapult them to that bigger number, Ramon. So in all of your businesses, what I learned is there's a small money number that help you get to the longer, bigger number. And sometimes, right, a lot of times what Trey said, one of it is team. Like a lot of y'all, like how many felt like if you had more teams, you could make more money? Ramon said better team, let's be clear. Specify that, right? But even sometimes better team is just about what? Paying them more. It's still about money. So as I was on the tour and I was talking to people, they're like, yo, I need this team member. I said, how much is that team member? They might say, well, if I just had like, $8,000 a month here, or $8,000 is that fast money number. I was talking to somebody else, they was like, yo, I just need to be able to spend more on ads. Anybody's like, I need to be able to spend more on ads, I'll just automatically make more money. Janice, put your hand up, right? Don't try to look off like all of a sudden you're busy. Like, someone's texting me, what's going on? But a lot of people I meet, like, y'all just need to advertise more. How much you want to advertise? Well, if I could, get an extra $15,000 in ads and just lead gen every month, well, that $15,000 is your fast money number. If you had $15,000 worth of more leads coming in, would you make more money to get to the goal? So for all of us, like, there's a, again, big number, right? But there's a smaller fast money number that's going to help catapult you to what that big thing is. And that's what it's all about, speed. We got to get there how? Fast. Like, that's what we're talking about over the next 3 days. How can we make it happen? How can we get there fast? This right here, right, is our collaborative. So this is our collaborative group. This is when we were in Anguilla. And in the middle is Marcus Lemonis. Anybody heard of Marcus Lemonis, the prophet? CNBC, right? He came and spoke at Game Plan in 2023? All right, they all run together for him, right? 2023. Then after that, we did a meet and greet with our collaborative clients. They get to kind of, it's a smaller group, so they get to do meet and greets with the keynotes. So we met with him after there, and then back there, he was breaking down some numbers. He said, hey, I want to come back and teach this group more, Lamar. I love them. I love what they're about. Let's make it happen. So we brought him to a retreat we did in Anguilla. And when he came to that retreat, he shared something about this very thing we're talking about. Check this out.
What is your cost to retain customers? But if you have loss of a base, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's always easy for us to find new people.
Yeah.
Right? We just throw money at it. But it's hard to keep people. And I think as we look at growth, what Lamar has been clear with me about from the beginning and done it very well is, I want my people to be more profitable. Yes, I want them to grow. Yes, I want all these wonderful things for them. Yes, I want them to figure out how to do all this with their company. But if they can't make money in the short term, then it's not going to last. So we got to work on how do we lower our cost of acquisition by improving our rate of retention. Rate retention increases will lower cost of acquisition. And how do we actually have a better EBITDA margin, which is net income? You take the total amount of money you make, you divide it by your total sales. That's truly what your return on capital is, right? Your return on sales. Does everybody know that number? It's a good after lunch thing. We're going to take a break because we're like an hour over. Sorry for that. All right, take a break. Everybody knows their homework assignment.
So, he came out to Anguilla, right? Did a half day, but then went overtime, made it happen. Y'all, was that a good trip? Was that a good trip? But as he broke down, two things talked about. He said, hey, we and him had talked about, like, Lamar wants y'all to be more profitable. Everybody say profitable. Profitable, right? Like, I want you to keep more of what you make. But at the same time, he said, hey, like, you got to get that money in the meantime. Because if you don't get it now, you won't be around later. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, over this last year, 2 years, right, I see Albert shaking his head. They probably saw it in the marketplace, right? My financial people that work with businesses see it. Some of y'all got friends that had businesses, keyword had. H-A-D, that the business is no longer here. Because no matter what we do, we have to get money in the meantime. I know somebody like Lamar, we get the point. Nah, I want to make sure you really get it before we move on with everything else. So we not only got to get money, we got to get how? Fast. All right, everybody say fast. Say it with your chest. Fast. One more time. Fast. Third time. Fast. All right. Now we talk about planning for 2025. A few things I want to break down to you. I'll pull them up all at one time. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Look at this stat. 70% of small businesses lack strategic growth plans. Like, and I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but just think about this. We're in almost the end of January. Dr. Erica, should they have a plan for 2025 already? She said, yup. If you don't, I love it. She was doing training for a mastermind. Said, hey, if you don't, it's not too late, right? You can get one in, but theoretically, right, your plan should have been set last year for what you're going to roll into 2025 with. And it shouldn't just be a plan, it should be what? Strategic. And we're going to do a session to provide actionable steps to bridge the gap. We talk about setting a vision. Define your long-term business vision, step one. Then we got to say, hey, how can I align those goals with my personal values and mission? If your business don't line up with your personal, you'll hate doing it. So how can your business goals help feed your personal goals? And when we get into it deeper, right, this is how we do strategic planning. We have an annual plan. Everybody say annual. And from that annual plan, did anybody see our annual planning session? Hey, if y'all not in the school group, right, it's tspfamily.com, it's free. In that community, we dropped, it was a mastermind training we did a couple years ago, and it was like a full-day training me and Ronnie did on how to do your annual planning. But we gave everybody access to it for like a week or something, then we took it away. But it's in there. Maybe I'll drop it back if people want it. But we say, hey, we got an annual plan. Then from that annual plan, we break out quarterly plans. Everybody say quarterly. Where we're already going into each quarter knowing at a high level what the plan is. Then from those quarterly plans, we break out weekly plans. Everybody say weekly. And then we do this like all the way across here, right? And then for the weekly plans, we have daily activities. Now, all of the goals that we create for the year, a lot of people I see don't reach the goals because they create the plan and then the plan's sitting on your desk somewhere. Under a bunch of other papers, under a bunch of other books, under all this other stuff. The plan that we have is a living, breathing thing that we not only revisit every quarter, but we revisit every week. We revisit parts of it every what? Day. Now, everybody in the whole company is not involved in every single piece of this. The annual plan is our leadership team. So leadership team get together, we create the bulk of the annual plan, then we, boom, break it down, present it to the team. Then we come down and we say, okay, for Q1, these are the activities we need to do. Then when we break that down into Q1, and each one of our departments has like a quarterly meeting too. So we have one's the leadership team, and then marketing has one, operation has one. We have a client success department, they have one. Then each week, we're checking in on Monday. We do a team meeting where we check in and we talk about what are the activities and goals for this week. And activities and goals for this week are the things that's going to help us reach what we need to reach for the month, and the monthly stuff going to help us reach what we need to reach for the actual quarter. Everybody with me? So everything literally just cascades down. I create a vision, but if the vision is sitting somewhere in your desk, you're never going to get what you're supposed to get. We focus on areas like marketing, operations, customer experience. And then we want to create clarity with a simple and actionable plan. The key word is what? Actionable. So we can take action on. Then we want to say, hey, you know what? I got a plan. How can I prioritize it? We're going to leverage 80-20. This is the good part to get maximum results. 80-20 is the law of a vital few. It's maybe sometimes you may have heard of it as the Pareto principle. What the law of vital few, the Pareto principle says, is that 20% of your efforts are responsible for 80% of your outcomes. What if I told you that 80% of what you did in your busy, hectic life don't matter? If you could just get that piece. You're like, well, Lamar, I'm so busy, I don't have time. You don't have time because you're spending time on the wrong things. We're going to talk about in a second how to determine what the right things are. Right? We talk about that. We want to identify what's the task driving revenue and eliminate low-value activities. And then we want to delegate effectively to optimize the actual outcomes. Now, when we talk about 80-20, one of my favorite books I always say is a book called 80-20 Sales and Marketing. The guy that wrote that, his name is what? Perry Marshall. And because we've had everybody on this TSP stage, guess who we had on the stage one time? Perry Marshall. So this is what Perry Marshall had to say about 80-20.
Okay, so 80-20 says that 20% controls 80%. 20% of the customer control 80% of your sales. But 80-20 squared says 4% of your customers are 64% of your sales, and 1% of your customers are 50% of your sales. if you're scratching their itch. Now, this is true of everything. Now, that's a long list of stuff on that screen there. 1% of your time is 50% of what you accomplish. Everybody in this room who's self-employed, you made half your income last year in about 5 days. Think about it. Well, there was that webinar we did in April, and there was that meeting with that big purchase order that we got in June, and there was this other thing in October, and then there was that deal we made in November. Yeah, that's like half of our money. True? The minute you become aware of this, you become so much smarter and so much more effective. Because what it says is, you're wasting huge amounts of time, pardon the expression, but polishing turds, like we all, okay? And you know when we polish turds the most? When we're procrastinating about the thing that deep down we know is like really important.
All right. So y'all get what he said? He said, if you think about it, in the last year, the majority of the money you made was probably made in a short amount of time. Anybody, when he said that, you thought about it, and that actually stood true for you when you thought about it, right? Like you said, it was that one big deal you closed, right? It was like the webinar you did. It was like the live event, the conference that you held. So what if for 2025, instead of focusing on all the things, we focused on the most important things? And they were the things that move the needle.